Hey everyone, what's up? Danny or Hacked Up for Barbecue here, and I am back with another review for my 62 favorite horror films of all time. I know I said in my last video that it was going to be my 56 favorite horror films of all time, but I also said in that video that there could be horror films I watch from that review until the end of these reviews that I've never seen before that I may end up liking. So that's what happened. I did see some awesome horror films in the last few months, so just wanted to update you all on that. Anyway, the film I'm going to be reviewing today is my second favorite one of all time, and that is the first Evil Dead. My favorite of the three, and in my opinion, best of the three. Some people consider this a horror comedy. I don't know why. I don't see it. You do have your 80s cheese in there. However, though, the sequels are horror comedies. Also, you have quite a few unofficial Italian sequels to this film, much like what happened with George A. Romero's Living Dead series and Lucio Fulci's Zombie series. Also, a remake is slated to come out for this film in the near future. I am not looking forward to it. I'm not a fan of remakes except for the first Hills Have Eyes. However, though, Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell have been hyping the remake up, and even if it's at least decent, it's still not going to compare to the original one right here. Anyway, this DVD is released by Anchor Bay, and it actually comes with this awesome booklet called Ladies of the Evil Dead. It's an interview with all three actresses in the film. Some pretty informative stuff in here. Anyway, the special features on this DVD are as followed. You have behind the scenes footage and outtakes, audio commentary track with Sam Raimi and producer Robert Tapert, a second audio commentary track with Bruce Campbell, theatrical trailer, TV spots, poster and still gallery, and talent bios. Anyway, as I said, this is directed by Sam Raimi. He also produced, wrote, and did makeup effects for the film as well, along with Tom Sullivan, even though Sam Raimi is uncredited for the makeup effects. Sam Raimi has also directed another horror film called Drag Me to Hell, and I know he had some involvement with The Dead Next Door. Other producers on the film, as I said, you have Robert Tapert and Bruce Campbell as well. The film stars Bruce Campbell as Ash. He was also in Within the Woods, which was a prototype for this film. It's a 30-minute short film with a budget of $1,600, and of course Bruce Campbell was also in Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, as well as other horror films such as Maniac Cop, Maniac Cop 2, Intruder, The Dead Next Door, Moontrap, Waxwork 2 Lost in Time, From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money, Bubba Hotep, Man with a Screaming Brain, and My Name is Bruce. Ellen Sandweiss is Cheryl. She was also in Within the Woods, Satan's Playground, and My Name is Bruce as well. Betsy Baker is Linda, Hal Delrich is Scotty, and Sarah York is Shelley. Anyway, the budget of this film was $375,000, which they made from local investors on Within the Woods. And during the theatrical run of this film, it made $2.4 million, and that is just amazing for the budget they had. It's well deserved. So anyway, now I'm going to get into the story of the film. You have 5 Michigan State University students, Ash the main protagonist, his girlfriend Linda, his sister Cheryl, and a couple who are their friends, Scotty and Shelley. And they're venturing into the woods of Morristown, Tennessee for a vacation in a secluded cabin, and when they arrive, weird things start to happen, such as a demonic voice saying, "Join us," to Cheryl. And while she's drawing, all of a sudden she can't control her hand, and she sketches a picture of the Book of the Dead, aka the Nostrum Demonto. And after that, all 5 characters, they're sitting around a table drinking, and the cellar door pops open by itself, and they hear this. And Cheryl and Linda say it's probably just some animal, and Scotty's like, "That is the stupidest thing I ever heard." So he goes down to the cellar to investigate, and he doesn't come up for a while, so Ash then goes down after him, and it's then Scotty tells Ash that he has to show him something, and what Scotty's found is the Book of the Dead, aka the Nostrum Demonto, an audio recorder, a shotgun, and this dagger that has a handle that appears to be made out of human bones, and it looks fucking awesome. Anyway, though, Ash and Scotty, they take all this stuff upstairs, and Ash plays the recording, and on it turns out to be a professor who once stayed at the cabin with his wife, and he talks about the Book of the Dead, aka the Nordstrom Demonto, Kandarian demons, and possession. Cheryl then gets scared and turns off the audio player, but Scotty turns it back on, which turns out to be a big mistake because on it turns out to be an incantation recited from the professor that releases these Kandarian demons that possess the characters one by one, except for Ash. Ash later then though finds out more on the recording that the only way to stop these Kandarian demons is by bodily dismemberment, and he also then finds out that destroying the Book of the Dead, aka the Nordstrom Demonto, may also stop them. Anyway, at one point, before Cheryl gets possessed, she wants to leave the cabin, so Ash goes to drive her somewhere in town where she can stay, but the bridge they drove over to get to the cabin is completely totaled, so they're pretty much fucked and they can't leave. Anyway, here's where I get into spoilers for the film. I am going to get into my favorite scenes. First up is a scene where Shelly is possessed and her boyfriend Scotty takes her down with an axe, and he proceeds to just butcher the shit out of her in a very bloody and gory scene. It's my favorite scene in the entire film. Second would be where Cheryl is hearing voices from her room and she goes into the woods only to be raped by a tree. And in my last video, I mentioned that the lipstick scene in Night of the Demons was one of the two oddest what the fuck moments I've seen in any film, and this is that second scene. Third would be where Ash crushes Scotty's eyes inside his head, and you see all the blood drip out. Looks awesome. Fourth would be the amazing claymation towards the end of the film. It's very, very well done, and you see Cheryl and Scotty decomposing while the demon's hands are tearing out of them, and Cheryl's head falls to the floor and the blood splatters all over Ash's face. Fifth would be where Linda is already possessed and she proceeds to claw the fuck out of the side of Ash's leg. Sixth would be where Linda falls on top of Ash and he decapitates her with the shovel and the blood squirts all over his face. Seventh would be a cringeworthy scene where Cheryl is now possessed and she stabs Linda in the ankle with a pencil. Eighth would be a line where Cheryl is mocking Scotty after he's attacked in the woods, and she says, "I don't want to die. You're not going to leave me here, are you? Are you, Ash?" And she says it in this demented, hilarious way. Ninth would be, to me, the only funny scene in the film where Ash is going insane from this cackling, insane laughter from Linda, and he just proceeds to bitch smack the hell out of her. 10th would be Linda's poem where she goes, "We're gonna get you, we're gonna get you, not another peep, time to go to sleep." Pretty creepy. And last would be where Ash goes down to the basement and blood starts spewing out of the pipes, dripping out of the outlets, the walls, and light bulbs. Anyway, that is it for this review. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will leave the link below to Evil Dead. I know a lot of you have seen this, but if you want to watch it again, just click the link below. Anyway, thank you for watching, and take care. Later.